Welcome to Booked, Busy, and Building, the podcast for dreamers, doers, and everyday people making it happen. Whether you're building a business, a mindset, or a better version of yourself, this is your space to stay grounded, get inspired, and keep growing no matter how full your calendar gets. So if you're chasing your dreams and figuring it out as you go, this is your space to stay motivated and keep building. So tune in every week for new episodes. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Booked, Busy, and Building. Today we are going to be talking all about the high standard habits that separate average people from successful. Average people and successful people don't live in two completely different worlds. It is just that they both operate by different levels and they hold themselves to different standards. And this is something that I personally noticed when I started getting into personal development and wanting to work on my mindset and just wanting to level up my life in a bunch of different ways. And I noticed this even more throughout my 20s because as I was making different shifts and different lifestyle changes and just I was upgrading a lot of different things in my life, I realized in order to be successful, or if you want to be successful, it does not require you to do a million different intense things. It doesn't require you to be this crazy person that you're not. It is literally just about expecting more from yourself and then doing it consistently. So for example, you don't have to be perfect every single day. You don't need to work out every single day and eat good every single day. And there's going to be days where you want a little bit of a sweet treat. There's going to be days where you don't want to eat super healthy or you don't want to read a book and you just want to scroll. We are human. It is within us that we are not going to be that person every single day. But the thing is, the high standards I do want to talk about are not about any of those things. It's about being self-respectful, having discipline, and showing up with intention even when nobody is watching you. So I wrote out these 5 habits based off of things that I have learned from other successful people online, as well as things that I have read and just things that I've applied into my own life that I've noticed have actually worked, because the girl that I have been over these last few years is not the girl that I was starting out in college. I have really progressed over the years. And so based on all of these things, you can literally start applying them into your daily life starting today or tomorrow or whenever you want. But just know that these habits and how you show up for yourself are going to determine where your life is going to go and where you will be within the next few years. So let's get started. Number 1 is people that are successful treat their time like it's valuable. Something that I've noticed when I am around people that don't really care that much about their future, or they're not too worried about where they're going to be within the next few years, those kinds of people versus the ones that I've been around that are successful or that I've seen online that are successful really, really care about their time and who they're around. And they're very big on, I'm not just going to wait until I have time. They literally make the time for the things it is that they want, and then they protect that energy, because again, your time is so valuable. We already have such limited time on this earth already. It's why are you going to waste it doing things that are not even going to benefit you and doing things that are not going to make you feel good or that are just not going to get you to where you want to be? I noticed that when I started to have this mindset shift and I really started to get into personal development, I was you know what? I don't really want an average life. I want to be the girl that has this and I have that. I have my own definition of success, just how everybody else does. And I was well, in order to get there, I can't be doing what everybody else around me is doing. I have to be a lot more careful and picky with my time and what I'm doing. Again, that does not mean that I don't have fun, that I don't go out with my friends, that I'm not doing things that people in their 20s are doing, but I'm just a little bit more stricter with how much I am doing that. Because again, we're all human. We like to have fun. We like to do things, but it's about also knowing when you can do that and then when you should be locking in and going towards your dreams and your goals. So people that protect their time and treat it like it is very valuable, they're planning their days. They're not just waking up and deciding, what am I going to do today? Or what am I in the mood today to do? I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like doing this. Maybe I'll do that. People that are successful, they are planning their days and they are saying no to more things than saying yes. Now listen, that does not mean you're saying no to new opportunities and new experiences. So for me, sometimes I don't want to go to New York park and go to events because I live in New Jersey. It's really cold out right now. I want to stay home. But I'm like, I am not going to say no to something like that, where that's an opportunity for me to meet someone, and that can give me another opportunity for another door to open, another door to open. Like, that does not mean I'm saying no to those things. It means I'm saying no to things that I know are not going to benefit me. Like, for example, this morning I slept in a little bit and I was like, I don't really know if I want to go to the gym. I said no to that feeling, and I was like, you know what? Like, you are gonna go to the gym even if you don't feel like it, even if you want to stay in bed. I said yes because I was like, I know that I'm not gonna regret a workout, and I went and I did it, and I went to the gym and I was really happy that I did. So it's really about like saying no to certain kinds of situations and things that you know are not really gonna benefit you, and then saying yes to the things that are gonna be good for you. Tip number 2 is they hold themselves accountable without needing pressure. So this brings me back to what I said a little bit in the introduction, which was that you don't need to be having this insane amount of pressure on yourself. You don't need to be having all of these crazy high stake things on you. Like, if you just show up for yourself every single day consistently in small little ways, you are going to notice changes over time, and you are not going to need to build this insane lifestyle and create this intense pressure, because after a week it's probably just going to fall off. Like, there's been so many times where I'm like, I'm locked in, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then after a week or two it basically ends, and it's like, I am done living that way. I am done not seeing something all the way through and not putting my full potential into something and then just giving up halfway, because you're never going to be able to see where you could have been. So successful people, like, they're not relying on this crazy pressure. They don't need these deadlines or this fear or external validation to move. Like, they just know, this is what I want to work towards and this is where I am right now. What can I do today to get the needle moving a little bit without needing to do these crazy lifestyle changes and putting all these unrealistic standards on yourself? Like, you are literally just doing what you said you would do, even when no one is watching, even if no one is checking on you, even if no one is giving you that validation. Like, you don't need the motivation. You're just staying consistent because you know, like, this is a part of my lifestyle. And that's something that I want to bring up with this tip as well, is that I feel like when a lot of people want to make changes in their life, to them it's this crazy concept. It's hard because you've never done anything like that before, and I get it. But the thing is that when you are moving differently, that literally becomes part of your lifestyle. Like, for example, if you want to be this successful person, you want to make a lot of money, or you want a nice body, or whatever it is that you want to do, like wherever you want to be in life, you need to realize that the habits that you are doing to get there are literally going to become part of your lifestyle. It's not going to be this thing that, oh, today I'm going to decide to read, or tomorrow I'm going to decide to read. Like, it's like, it is literally part of what you do every single day. It's in your blood, it's in your nature, it's part of your routine. And that was the problem before with why a lot of my habits weren't sticking, is because I was trying to create these habits and build this routine of somebody that I was not. And I was like, I need to do things that I actually enjoy. Like, I realized these are the kind of workouts I like to do. These are the kinds of books I like to read. These are the kind of people I like to be around. And then as you pick and try and do these new different things, you see what you like and what you don't like. And then that's how you start building your routines. That's how you start building those habits, because you're literally trying things out, and you're not just seeing something on TikTok and you're like, I'm going to try this, and then after a week it falls off. Like, you need to actually do things that you like. That's how things are going to stick. So instead of doing something, picking it up, then falling off after a week, correct yourself instead of quitting. If something does not work, find an alternative. See what else there is that you can do to try to replace that. Discipline and self-trust, self-respect, all of these kinds of things. Like, you are not supposed to be punishing yourself with the things that you are doing. It is literally about building yourself up and being at least 1% better than how you were yesterday. Number 3 is they show up with excellence even in small things. So this reminds me of something that I mentioned in another podcast episode over on here, but I was listening to the Mel Robbins podcast. She had Emma Grade on, and Emma Grade is the co-founder of Skims and Good American and some of the Kardashian brands. And she mentioned in this particular episode that she does everything with excellence. Like, she puts excellence in everything it is that she does, from how she folds her clothes to how she cooks to how she shows up every day, how she makes her bed. Like, she makes excellence part of her daily life. And when she said that, like, every time I'm feeling a little bit lazy or I don't really want to do something, I'm not even kidding, I have her voice in my head where she's like, she is excellent with everything it is that she does. And I highly recommend watching that podcast episode because she is so inspiring and so cool. But high standards, like high standard people that are like that is part of their lifestyle. Like, they are excellent in everything that they do, and they try. Like, they are not just gonna throw their clothes in the closet or throw their shoes under the bed. Like, they are very excellent in even the small things. They show up and put intention even in the smallest of things. So when it comes to high standards, that's what shows up in the details. It's not just doing it in the big moments. Like, you are showing up even in those small ways. You're not just half doing things because nobody is watching. You care about how you present yourself and your work and what you do and how you show up in the world. Like, today, I only went to the gym today. I did not go out, and I'm not planning on leaving because it snowed last night and it's literally 20 degrees outside, but I still put on jeans and a sweater and I did my hair because I was like, you know what? Even though I'm not going to go anywhere, I want to feel good and I want to still show up for myself today. So I still put on a full outfit and I'm like, I'm going to do some content, I'm going to do some work. But that could have been something where I could have easily just said, you know what? It's cold out. I'm going to put on some sweatpants. I'm just going to chill on the couch. I'm just going to have a little rot day. And I was like, no, I'm going to show up for myself. I didn't feel like filming. I was like, I'm still going to open up the camera and talk. And I was like, I'm going to still show up for myself in this way. So that to me was taking something small where I could have been a little more comfortable. And I was like, you know what? I deserve to show up for myself in this small way. And that's exactly what I did. So these successful people, or if you're someone that you want to start being excellent in everything that you do and you want to start having these successful habits, do things that reflect your identity or the identity that you are trying to become and pursue. Like, I really, really look up to a bunch of female founders like Emma Grade and Sarah Blakely, Allison Ellsworth, the founder of Poppy. Like, there's so many women that I really, really, really love. And I'm like, their identity, how they show up every day, the things that they've done, like, that is how I want to eventually be in this world, a successful female founder with a successful company. And I'm like, I gotta start showing up as that girl today. What would the successful version of myself in a few years do? How would she dress up? What time would she wake up? What would she eat? What would she do? And I'm like, that identity is who I need to start showing up as now. So use that the next time you also are having a little bit of a lazy moment or you're a little bit lost. Like, think about your future self. Who do you see that person being? And then start acting like that person today. Number 4, this is a really good one, is they choose long-term comfort over short-term ease. So average people are always going to choose what feels good right now. What am I comfortable with right now? What is the easy route in this moment? Versus successful people are going to choose what is going to help be a payoff later. Like, what is something that they can do right now to help their future self? For me, the gym this morning, I think, was a great example. Even though it's January and it's 20 degrees and it snowed outside and I didn't want to go to the gym, I was like, you know what? Summer is in just a few months, so I'm still going to work out. I'm still going to go and feel good because I know in a few months, I'm going to be really happy that the me right now was going to the gym and was doing cardio and was really caring about her health and her wellness and what she was putting in her body. Like, that is literally the perfect example of I was thinking about my future self and I was like, what should I do for the long-term version? Which was, I should get up and I should go to the gym. And that's exactly what I did. So even though I could have done what felt good and stayed in bed and stayed all cuddled up with my blanket, I didn't because I was thinking long term. You need to learn delayed gratification is a thing. Like, just because you can't have that thing right now, or just because you can't have this feeling or whatever it is right now, does not mean it is never going to happen. And one of my favorite quotes is, just because it's a no right now doesn't mean it's a no later or a no forever. And that can go with anything, whether it's with the job or with your business or with someone you're trying to work with or whatever it is that you want to do. Like, a no right now doesn't mean it's going to be a no later or forever. So invest now into the things it is that are going to benefit you later down the road. Even if results aren't showing, even if nothing is happening at all, you still need to show up for yourself. Like, be okay with being uncomfortable uncomfortable, being a little bit out of the box, you need to do things out of that zone, because if it aligns with your future, then you got to do it. You got to show up, and then don't romanticize that instant success. Stop romanticizing that I need this to happen right now, or because somebody on social media your age has this thing means that you also want it. And like, you need to truly just have your tunnel vision and focus on what it is that you want to do and your path and your road, because eventually everything is going to pay off. But it's about showing up today and then not worrying about later or the future, because when it's meant to be, it's going to happen. But you need to be choosing long-term things and thinking about that versus wanting to just be comfortable right now and in the moment. Last but not least is tip number 5. They are intentional about their environment. So this goes a little bit with the number 1, which was time and really treating it like it's something valuable. But your environment is just as important. Like, who are you around? Because high standards are not just something that is internal. It is really environmental. It's about who you're around and what you're around. What are you consuming? What is around you? Like, you need to be selective on who you are spending time with, what kind of content you are listening to, what media are you consuming, what are you reading about, what are you listening? Like, your environment and what you are around needs to be supporting your growth and your journey. For me, my office and my desk is really, really important to me. So I literally have my vision board right above my computer, near my monitor, right where I work. I have my wallpaper as a Photoshop picture of me on Forbes 30 under 30. Like, I am very intentional about where I work and what I'm doing, because I wanted to support my growth. I wanted to support my future. So when I see my vision board and I see quotes and my wallpaper, I'm like, I know this is going to happen one day. And I do the same thing with how I act in my routines. Like, when I wake up every day, I'm like, what can I listen to right now to feel good and feel motivated and be excited for the day? What can I read to try to feel good and really put me in this mood? Like, I am very, very intentional about all of the things that I consume and that I do. So limit your exposure to the things that are draining your focus, that are draining your energy and not making you feel good. And understand, again, your environment can literally shape your behavior. If you are around people or things or consuming things that are not making you feel good, it's time to cut that out, block it out, and just not have that be a part of your life anymore. Because the difference with average people and successful people, again, it's not luck, it's not talent, it's not intelligence, it's not money. Like, it is literally just the standards that you are holding to yourself daily. So if you're listening to things or following people online that just make you feel like you're not happy with yourself because you're seeing things online, that is something that is not healthy, and then you have to cut that out. So raise your standards, raise your energy, raise those habits, and really do things that, again, are supporting your growth and getting you towards where you want to be. Because a lot of people think that it's a joke or that it doesn't really make that much of a big difference in your life, but the difference is really like crazy how when you start putting a little bit more effort and you really start showing up in small ways for yourself and you start being more intentional about everything that you're doing, oh my God, like everything around you is going to change. And I'm telling you that as somebody that, again, has been through my own personal growth journey and has been through my own mindset journey, I've realized like the people you are around is so important towards your growth. It's so detrimental to that. Same thing with what you are consuming online. Like when I decided I don't want to doom scroll anymore, I want to start reading books and I want to go on walks and I want to just spend more time with people that I love, like that really changed me. And then as I started weeding out the people that I'm like, I don't think that these people should be in my life anymore, or I don't feel good after talking to these people, or it's not really benefiting either of us anymore, and then that's out, I just grew so much. And those are the hard moments that you're not really going to want to do it. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but once you start doing it, you're going to realize like, wow, look where I can go. And then you're going to see how you're going to continue to flourish as the years go on. But having that awareness, having that recognition, and realizing like I want more for myself, and then actually acting upon that, you are just going to grow and become everything that you've ever dreamed of. But it starts today. You got to put that foundation down, and you need to just show up for yourself, because the future you is going to be so happy you did. Thanks for tuning in to Booked, Busy, and Building, where we keep it real, stay growing, and are always showing up for ourselves. Remember that you're not behind, you're in the middle of becoming, so keep building what matters, and the life you want is already yours. And until next time, stay booked, stay busy, and keep building.